Sunday evening reading.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Was payroll of $977,823.37 for a total of $1,363,283.47.
And we do have a water and sewage bill in this one. I saw it. It was like $11,000.
We'll have to stop drinking so much.
Yeah. It's not the water, it's that sewer bill that gets us, isn't it? Right. Yeah, I mean, the jail's about 10,000 alone.
Yep, usually is. Yep. You okay? You want to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve all the claims.
Second the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All righty, thank you. Okay, Michael, do you have our agenda ready? We went ahead and started with that.
That's fine. I
Got that
apologize.
going. That's all right. We had some changes this morning. So,
The first item on the agenda is originates out of the Vigo County Prosecutor's Office, specifically the Adult Protective Services Division. They had made a modification to their budget, basically doing away with the use of personal cars and establishing lease vehicles for use so they can do away with the mileage portion of their budget. And they have provided a standard lease term for 3 Toyota Corollas 2020 models. I believe you're each aware of, the terms, but they have the budget appropriation for these vehicles in their budget, and just need approval of the county commissioners to consummate the lease.
Commissioner Kearns had a lot to do with this, working with this.
Yep.
He understands all that.
We
discussed it.
we have a focus on trying to keep things as local as possible and rotating dealers, and this one worked out really well. We were able to get an additional 10,000 miles per year per car to what the original offer was with another entity that wasn't local. So we're getting cars 20,000 miles a year and service covered for the first 2 years of the lease. It's a good deal. So make a motion to approve the lease.
Motion made. I'll second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. The next item on the agenda, the Wabash Valley Community Foundation is planning to submit a proposal to the Lilly Foundation for it's called a Gift 7 implementation proposal.
That's sure.
Beth's here from the Community Foundation. If you'd want to come up and just give a brief overview of the...
Lilly Endowment provided us with an opportunity and a planning grant to prepare a community leadership project. We worked with 22 local leaders to pull together, to identify what it was that the community needed from us. We included the mayor, included the councilman, included city council, included educational leaders and nonprofit leaders. Basically, we identified that what the community would like the community foundation to provide pursuant to this grant is a community dashboard where we could gauge our level of effectiveness, where we are in relation to what other counties are doing, in relation to the state, and also in relation to the national government. Because if you don't know where you start, how do you know if you're improving or not improving, or if your programs are working? The second thing is to provide seed funding so that we will be able to fund initiatives that will address some of those issues. And finally, look at sustainability and how can we help local organizations create sustainability for their programs and projects. the endowment wants to know that the community is behind us in doing this, that we have the buy-in from the local community, and so we came to you asking for a letter of support for this grant proposal. Sorry, I don't know why my Siri is talking to me now. But it's one of those things, we do not, quite honestly, we do not need you to provide any funding toward this, although if you would like to be on our steering committee, we would be happy to involve you.
Beth, I know that you and I work on a lot of different things together, but were the commissioners not involved in this process?
The commissioners were not involved. We invited the city council. We were, we invited Aaron Loudermilk from the county council. And part of the reason was that we were limited to the number of people that we could invite to participate. This involved we had a 24-hour Prosperity Institute where we had all the local leaders participate. Then we had a meeting in August, September, and November when we narrowed down what we were going to do.
What was the feedback from Mr. Loudermilk, do you recall?
He was supportive of the project.
And so we're just doing a letter of support?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, they had I apologize. They had,
Is that the letter?
yes. Beth had provided they did not want stock letters, so she had provided a format that I tried to adapt to.
Have a motion, Mr. Kearns?
Make a motion to sign the letter of support that I've already signed.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And Karen, did you get her name for the record? Okay.
The next item is very similar. The Ms. Cheeseman, one of the big funding mechanisms that they have for that department is the VOCA grant. And Glenna has asked that a letter of support for their VOCA application be provided. She indicated that over the course of the last 2 years, they have reduced the wait list for the juvenile court proceedings from 200 down to 97, implemented additional programs that have allowed them to triage the cases to ensure that nobody is waiting more than 6 months. In 2019, they serviced 1,400 children. So the VOCA grant will be used to support the continuation and the in a full-time CASA position to take on a larger caseload and to assist in the family recovery court caseload.
Glenna, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
What this VOCA granting is, it allows us to maintain. Actually, we served 1,214 children last year. If we lose these positions, we initially had over 300 children on our wait list, and then we dropped it down to 200. Then we were able to eliminate it under 100. If we lose these 3 part-time positions, 300 children will go back on the wait list, on top of our current wait list. We are already projected this year to hit 1,400 children, which will be 19% increase over what we did last year. So the funding for VOCA is highly competitive, so then now they are asking for us to go back to our community for support to show what we are doing. We've already received a letter from the state because Vigo County CASA was one of the programs this year that was able to do a major reduction through the implementation of a pilot program to allow us to triage. So We've implemented family recovery court mediation programs. We've implemented a pilot triage, and then a child monitor specialist. By us doing that, we were able to eliminate a lot. Previously, the program had children on the wait list that had been there for over a year. We were able to cut that in this grant cycle to less than 9 months. But I can tell you as of today, the child that's been on our wait list the longest is right at 3 months. So we've been able to cut it down dramatically. And this grant will allow us to continue that process. It will also allow us to bring a full-time person in that will not cost the county at the county requirements for insurance and everything. And then it will allow that person to oversee the family recovery court, which is growing, and it will allow them to take on a heavier caseload. So with this potential grant, we could potentially eliminate our wait list.
Are those people on our payroll though? Do the checks come from Vigo County?
Yes, it all goes through the auditor's office. It's through that, but it's through a separate line item.
Okay,
This is how
but-
it's processed.
But benefits and stuff are not coming from us?
No, it will come through the grant.
Okay.
All of it's being written into the
Are
grant.
they receiving benefits though?
Yes, they will receive insurance. It'll all
Through
run through
the
the grant.
county, but funded through the grant?
It's through the grant, yes.
So they will be on our county insurance?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to clarify that
Yes.
because I think you said something like that.
Wouldn't cost
It
us.
would cost us.
The grant covers all the cost.
Yeah.
It's just we're supplying them with what the county already provides for full-time, but the grant will actually pay for it.
Okay, so if a person, if they had their family on the insurance, the grant covers that amount also?
It's written into the grant.
Okay,
It's $21,834 is what it is for the family package, and that's written into the grant as being part of the benefits.
okay. And this is just a letter of support?
It's a letter of support stating that we have to get government support, community support, and we have to have legislative support.
I learned about this morning, so I have not prepared the letter yet.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I forwarded it.
Yeah.
We didn't know we needed
Yeah.
the letters until yesterday. They notified us, they sent out an email telling everyone that we had to have
By 4 o'clock on Friday.
additional support, so we got told yesterday, so.
Yeah. But I
And-
thought, given the urgency of it, that
Well, and
putting it on the
sometimes
record would be.
we can actually do these without doing it in this format, but I, responded to Glenna that we'll do it today. There's the ulterior motive that I have is it gives you the opportunity to come up here and share about your program and the benefits versus us just signing the document and then moving it forward, which we can do.
Which I appreciate.
And while you're up here, I would like for you to discuss what's going on March 27th.
March 27th, we kicked off March 1st with a campaign to recruit male volunteers because we are in desperate need of male volunteers. So we are, the whole entire month, we are kicking off, it's called A Few Good Men. And we're using different iconic men of our community, sports, movie, entertainment, to draw. We've started an online social media blast as well with our campaign. And then on March 27th, we are having a breakfast that is being purported by Sycamore Manor for anyone who's interested, male and female, to come and join and learn about the program and what it takes to become a CASA volunteer.
And then for those of you that are interested, the flyers are posted on the information boards at the main entrances.
And they're on our Facebook. Every
What
week,
is your Facebook page though?
It's Vigo County CASA.
Okay, CASA.
Yeah, we are, every week we're posting a current male volunteer and why they decided to become a CASA. It's also, so we've changed our total social media platform to be able to produce this.
I know, Michael, in your role as an attorney, you've seen the effects of this firsthand, so.
Yeah, no, it's a voice for the voiceless.
Right.
So,
In Vigo County, a lot of people don't know this, but the Indiana State CASA is celebrating 30 years. But Vigo County was one of the founding programs in the state of Indiana. We actually started in 1985. We were the 5th program in the state to start a CASA program. So we're actually 5 years older than the current state administration for CASA. And we have been ranking in the top 10 of children served throughout the years. But sadly to say, Vigo County CASA has never not had a wait list. And as the numbers continue to grow with the epidemics across our society, we're hoping that we can eliminate that. We're on the track to do it. We just got to have the people in place to do it. And we need the volunteers and we need the additional staff.
We
Okay.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
So I guess formal
Yeah, no,
recommendation, we'll move forward with signing the letter of support.
I think
Motion?
she can.
Second. Or I did
I'll
it backwards.
second.
Yeah, we got it figured out.
Let me second it.
Karen's got it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
So I have to make the motions, Karen. Okay. Then
From the auditor's office, the proposal from Baker Tilly is related to the continuing disclosure services. As part of our bond, one of the things that we agreed to do is to file continuing disclosures, basically updating those investors on any material issues that have occurred. And Baker Tilly is proposing to provide that service for the auditor's office. I believe they have this provided for in their budget. So those continuing disclosures are part of every bond that the county has. So if you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. The fees are set forth on Exhibit B. So it is just a hourly basis, and the bonds that are part of the disclosures are the 2016 Economic Development Income Tax Refunding Revenue Bonds, the 2770 County General Revenue Bonds, the lease rental refunding bond of 2016, and the jail bond of 2019, which are the only bonds that we have out there that are requiring of continuing disclosures.
So the motion is just to sign the agreement?
That's correct.
Okay, make a motion to sign the agreement for the auditor's office.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Well, that takes care of everything.
Yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to, I do have a draft of a memorandum of understanding that's been discussed related to the juvenile center that I'm going to be forwarding to Norm and Sarah. And
We're waiting for Judge Mulligan's blessing, right?
that's right.
And that's just for an advisory board
That's correct.
for the juvenile center?
And yeah, that's it.
We talked about the litter ordinance. I guess this is okay to talk about this now.
Absolutely.
We're looking, the littering issue is, it's not going away. We set the trail cameras up. We have been catching activity, but nothing that would be considered enforceable. A lot of crows are transporting trash, but that's the nature of the beast. We've got an incredible group of volunteers, the Society of Trash Baggers. They've been going out hitting the county aggressively for the last year, but I've joined them a couple times. I was out Sunday with them, and just to see the amount of trash that's out there is sickening. Any of us that drive out in the county, you see it in the city too, but right now we're noticing it because we're coming off of winter. Grasses are down, stuff's not growing up yet. But I spent over the weekend probably 5 hours picking up trash, and it's the same type of Bud Light bottles, Natural Light. It's just, you can tell it's the same person. That when they hit a certain point on their way home, they're tossing them out the window. But we're looking at solutions. We reviewed our current ordinance. I think the fine's $150. Does that sound right?
It is.
And I don't have it. Judy and I discussed yesterday, what's a fair number to raise it to? Well, the number doesn't even matter, because if you can't catch them, you can't enforce it. It doesn't matter what the fine is. So I threw out $10,000, and that was a quick no. But realistically, looking at what other counties do, Brown County, for example, theirs is at $500. They've got a nice logo on a sign that they put out throughout the county. So we met yesterday morning. We talked about that, how we can get some decent signage out there saying, hey, don't litter. and then put what the fine would be. So we are working on establishing I guess, a fair fine, but one that's noticeable. Right now, to take a truckload, just a pickup truckload of waste to the landfill is $90. So if the fine, if you get caught, it's $150, some people may just take their chances on that. So we got to get it up high enough to where it is noticeable. So there is a process. Once we decide what number we're going to go with, has to be advertised, and then we vote on it, 3 meetings afterwards, or
It just
we did the
has,
next one?
yeah, with a fine after adoption, it doesn't take effect until it's been published for 30 days.
That's
So
right, yeah, okay. So if any of you guys have any feedback, well, yeah, and Bill, you're sending your crews out there to clean up. By the river, that was one triaxle trailer. And that, I went to get that trailer on Sunday to help with the cleanup. That big truck that I drive could not pull it, to give you an idea how big that trailer was. And there's still stuff to be cleaned up. We fill, I don't want to say the great big rollbacks full of trash almost every week from stuff being picked up out in the county. Refrigerators, TVs, and we do the e-scrap stuff. So Brad and I, if I were to say we get 5 to 6 complaints a day about 159, am I being conservative?
Not at all.
And then that's a state road, but the issue is all the trash, and it's trash from commercial haulers taking it to the landfill. It's trash from local people taking their stuff to the landfill, and the stuff's not secured. I responded to an email last night about it. One of the concerns that I have is that those bags get into our ditches. Those ditches flow into our culverts. Those pipes, they're big money to put in. They're hard to maintain. They're getting clogged up with plastic bags and trash from stuff going in and out. We've got wetlands established and built wetlands in that area. It's contaminating that area. For those of you that are into the wildlife, we had a huge migration of sandhill cranes in that area for the first time, I think, in recorded history over the last month out near where you are. When you have those sandhill cranes coming in here, they can ingest those bags and it will kill them. Whooping cranes come in the area. So it's more than just the aesthetic component. It does affect our whole ecosystem.
And the state has contracted a company that comes in, they do I-70 and 41 South. One day I saw these people out here and wondered who they were, so I stopped and talked to the company. They've been here at least 3 times this year. Taking care of 41 and I-70, which is a big help too.
But not 159.
Not 159 for some reason. Maybe we need to talk with
Kenny. Well, and on that, there's a farmer that owns land along 159. I talked to him a few weeks ago. He said every time he calls Republic, they send crews out to clean it up.
They do.
But it's just like the next day, it's littered again. So on that note, we are investing in upgrading those roads in that area. And I understand, Larry, maybe you have some info. Is 159 scheduled to be fixed soon? Can you check and see on that? Because there's some potholes on there that are half the size of a car wheel. But it's within the county, but it is a state issue.
Good.
Thanks for the time to rant.
Anything else?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Let's let them go.
Want to? They don't want to.
Anybody, elected officials, department heads have anything? Okay, anybody from the public like to add?
We got a big response on the Nixle system that we talked about last time. I know there are people that will watch this on YouTube. To get on the Nixle notification system for any kind of county government news, alerts, text 888-777, 888-777, and in the subject line, put a Vigo County zip code. So 4780 whatever, or 47885, to get alerts for Vigo County. You've seen an increase, I'm sure, haven't you, Vicki? with the registrations, or have you even looked in the last week? Okay, I know I've got a lot of feedback about it. People are interested in coronavirus or alerts. If we have anything to share, it'll go through that. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do.
It's a pretty good thing. It's gotten messages to us and some information, so. Okay, thank you all for coming.